My view about policies for children is that some of the physical interventions in children's physical well-being are relatively straightforward. So if you're talking about nutrition, water and sanitation, and basic health care, those are relatively straightforward technical interventions which don't necessarily involve much consultation. You do need to know how to reach the most disadvantaged, which does mean some consultation, but actually they can be designed in a fairly centralized way, and they've actually been really successful. So child and infant mortality has been much reduced in practically all parts of the world as a result of concerted efforts in this area. Education, which is a much more complex area, has been very successful in terms of enrollment. Getting children access to schooling has been quite effective, but the quality of education and equity issues are still really, really concerning, and there are many children who are getting very poor quality education. The area for me that is most problematic and where we need far greater understanding of the lived reality of children is in child protection. So, for example, things like exploitation at work, violence in the home or at school, child trafficking, all those sorts of issues are very, very complex, and they're very often a result of different belief systems and different practices, and actually there's very little that's known about the best solutions, and we almost never talk to children about these things. We don't assume children have the expertise. We think that adults always know best, and the professionals know better than anybody else.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you are saying, because I think that we assume many things about children that we really don't know. We assume that we are adults and you know, and we know about that. And I think that the work that you are doing with Young Life is bringing so much information, so we need to think, and the question of disparity, inequality, self-esteem, how this affects children is crucial for all the life of the children. So the policies sometimes are well oriented on some of these things that are material deprivation, but in the other cases are still we need to do very much and better.
We think of the current generation of children as growing up with more challenges, more diverse influences on their lives than any generation that's ever gone through childhood before. So it is an extraordinarily exciting moment for children. The potential is absolutely unbelievable. The use of the internet, going into people's homes, the mobile phones, these technologies are opening up opportunities for children that we could never have imagined before. I think there are also new risks and new problems. So, for instance, if children feel schooling is so important in their lives, but the only way that they can access schooling is by migrating, we're now finding in the study children as young as 9 or 10 years old migrating on their own without their families in order to go to a school in the city, for example, which of course is a major concern in terms of being separated from their protection systems and from their parents and so on. So it's a really crucial moment in terms of the dynamics of societies. I don't think that change is inherently bad, but it raises uncertainties that adults are not necessarily able to adjust to or provide for. And so the challenge for us is to be much more flexible in our policies, much more flexible in our approaches, and recognize the diverse ways in which these changing societies are impacting on children's lives and respond to that. You know, distance education, mobile education systems. Why is all education in schools? Why is it always so formalized?
Yeah, I think that we have an incredible opportunity as a society, as a human person or human being, but also a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Because we are the one that we need to produce and help on this, because otherwise maybe we will be very frustrated in the future. So I think that we have the challenge, we have the opportunity, we need to act. And that's what we need now.